You need to aim at least 80%. Yeah. So 80% is the kind of sweet spot. Yeah. That is effective enough. Yeah. And you can still customize your exercise. Optimal exercise in 2024. Aquarian biohacking. That's something I'm going to talk about today, so stick around. Hi, my name is Hachiaki Takamiya. I am the author of the Ikigai diet and Ikigai biohacking. Okay, so in the last video, I shared with you that from 2024, we're entering this Pluto in Aquarius age. Yeah, from 2024 to 2044, the next 20-year cycle is the cycle of Pluto entering Aquarius. Yeah, and then there are some key words that I introduced to you. One is natural. So because the world will be influenced by technology, computer and technology, everything will be, technological. And so in order to keep the balance, you want to focus on natural way, natural biohacking, right? And also the another one is spiritual. It will be more influenced by spirituality, and then things will become more spiritual. So you want to improve your spirituality. You want to kind of spend more time and energy in spiritual biohacking than just physical biohacking. Yeah. And also, because you want to continue for the 20 years, for a long time, you want to make your biohacking activity as your Ikigai. You want to do something you enjoy doing. Right? Okay. So in the last video, I gave you a more general guideline for things you need to pay attention to in the next 20 years. But today, I want to share with you what you can specifically do in 2024. And today, I'd like to focus on exercise. Yeah. So how can you exercise this year? What type of exercises are optimal for you in 2024 to begin this new 20-year cycle, the Pluto in Aquarius age, right? Okay, so in the last video, I said Hara Hachibume 80% optimal. That means you don't need to seek 100% optimal method. If you aim to get 80% optimal level, that is good enough. Yeah, because this gives you 20% space. Yeah, and this 20% extra space gives you the freedom to choose activity. So you can choose something that you enjoy doing. Yeah, not necessarily the best exercise. Yeah, and also it gives you the flexibility to develop other areas of your life, such as spirituality. So you can spend more time on spiritual growth. Yeah, because if you are too busy just working on your physical biohacking, you don't have time to work on your spirituality. But having this 20% extra time gives you that freedom as well, right? Now, having said that, yeah, I meant 80% optimal, not 50% optimal, because what you often end up by choosing the activity you enjoy doing, you might end up just meeting the 50% of optimal level. Yeah. For example, you decide to go walking every day, so, I stop bothering all those, optimal workout plan and everything. I just, go for a walk, and that's enough. Yeah. Okay. Depending on how long you walk and how often you walk as well, it changes, but it may not be optimal. Yeah, it could only reach the 50% level. Then it is still okay. It is still better than not doing anything. Yeah, but you may reduce some risk, but not completely. That means there are still some possibility that you might develop, cancer, diabetes and dementia and stuff like that. So in order to become more sick-free, yeah, in order to kind of improve your health span, then you need to reach, you need to aim at least 80%. Yeah. So 80% is the kind of sweet spot. Yeah. That is effective enough. Yeah. And you can still customize your exercise. Yeah. You don't need to seek 100% optimal, but aim for 80% optimal. Right. Now, to do that, you need to understand the requirement. What requires? Yeah, what kind of exercises are required to keep this 80% level? Yeah. So let's look at some of the guidelines. For example, this is given by Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. So they give you three examples. Example one, moderate intensity aerobic activity, such as brisk walking for 150 minutes every week. For example, 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. And muscle strengthening activities on 2 or more days a week that work all major muscle groups, legs, hips, back, abdomen, chest, shoulders, and arms. An example two, vigorous intensity aerobic activity such as jogging or running for 75 minutes, 1 hour and 15 minutes every week, and muscle strengthening activities on 2 or more days a week that work all major muscle groups, legs, hips, back, abdomen, chest, shoulders, and arms. Example three, an equivalent mix of moderate and vigorous intensity aerobic activity on 2 or more days a week and muscle strengthening activities on 2 or more days a week that work all major muscle groups, legs, hips, back, abdomen, chest, shoulders, and arms. Right. So one of the examples, yeah, is required, right? Okay. Now, so depending on experts, some experts say you need to do more, others say you can do less. Yeah. But having kind of watched many other YouTube videos on this topic and including my own experience, I have come up with my own protocols, my own pillars of exercise. So 4 pillars of my exercise. Now, one, low intensity cardio, like from zone 1 to zone 2. Now, this is often referred to as zone 2 exercise, but I think zone 1 is okay because quite often walking becomes zone 1 and jogging is zone 2 and brisk walking is zone 2. Yeah. So if you can manage to do brisk walking or jogging, that is better. But if you find it's a little too hard, and walking is also okay. So I included zone 1. So zone 1 to zone 2, but do some kind of low intensity cardio activity. And 2, high intensity cardio, which is zone 4 to zone 5. Now, so I often do HIIT, high intensity interval training, and usually that is people usually do it with a zone 5 one, but in my case, I do it zone 4, yeah, not the maximum level, and that is still okay. So I kind of included zone 4 in this type of exercise. And then 3, strength training, and in my case, I do just body weight strength training. And then 4, flexibility training. That includes stretching, balance training, joint and finger rotation, and posture correction. Yeah. So those 4 pillars are something I pay attention to when I choose my exercise. Right. So you can find some natural exercise or spiritual exercise or exercise that becomes your Ikigai, something you can enjoy, but pay attention to those, areas and whether your exercises cover one of them or not. Yeah. Now, so example of low intensity cardio, you can go jogging. Yeah, jogging is a good one. And it is also good for your bones. It's good for your bone density Therefore, I recommend jogging very much. Yeah. And also, you can make it high intensity as well. I mean, if you jog slowly, it is low intensity cardio. But if you run faster, then it can become high intensity cardio. And you can even alternate. You can kind of make it a hit. Yeah, high intensity jogging to low intensity jogging, high intensity jogging to low intensity jogging, for example. Yeah. And then you can do Nordic walking. This is wonderful, and I enjoy it very much because it's kind of like a brisk walking, so it becomes kind of a zone two, depending on your physical kind of condition, of course. And but benefit of Nordic walking is you can have your back straight, so it becomes a good posture correction exercise too, and it becomes great meditation. Jogging too. Jogging can become meditation. Recently, I'm used to jogging, so I can feel relaxed when I jog, and it becomes sort of meditation. So that is also possible. But yeah, I recommend doing it outdoor. Yeah, go walking or jogging outdoor, then it becomes a fantastic meditation. So it has a spiritual element too. Um, or if you just like to walk, that's okay. Walking also fine. And if you walk up the stairs, for example, it becomes like higher intensity too. Or if you uh, go mountain hiking, for example, it even becomes harder. So that becomes higher intensity, cardio activity. So, you can just do all kind of walking, and that is fine as well. Or you can go cycling. If you enjoy cycling, that becomes a good low intensity cardio, and it can also become high intensity cardio too. Or swimming, yeah, if you enjoy swimming, in summertime, I often go swimming. I swim at the lake. I really enjoy that. And then benefit of doing summer swimming is because it's hot outside, you feel so refreshed to be in the water. You feel so comfortable to be in the water. Therefore, it becomes less hard. It's not a kind of workout in a way. It's more like a fun, enjoyment, sort of a leisurely activity. And you want to kind of utilize the season in that sense to make your workout becomes easier. Yeah. And if you're not into sport, if you're not into exercise in general, dancing is another great aerobic activity. In fact, my wife doesn't like sport. She doesn't want to work out at all. Even walking, she doesn't even like to walk. Yeah. But so I asked her the other day, and she said, well, one thing she said she could do was, dancing, because she likes singing. She likes, music and singing in general. So if she plays her favorite songs and then dance with them, then she can enjoy doing that. So yeah, that's a good idea for people who are not into sports. I sometimes do it. So now you can choose all kind of music on YouTube. So I play some dance music and I kind of dance in front of my computer, or it doesn't have to be a dance music. It could be a rock music or pop music or even classical, because you can even dance, you can kind of move with a sort of slow tempo music too. And then what I often do is when I dance, I sometimes squat, or I kind of stand on my one leg to do some balance work, or I kind of move, roll my joint, yeah, my joint, or using your shoulders, or even like fingers and all kind of movement. So dancing is great because you can incorporate all kind of movement into your dancing, so it becomes a full body workout, both cardio and strength training, if you kind of choose certain postures. Yeah. So yeah, I do recommend dancing if you're not into regular exercises. Or you can have sauna. Sauna has some cardio benefit. Yeah. It's different from jogging in the sense that it doesn't work on your bones. Yeah. It doesn't give that kind of impact of landing. So, but as far as cardio is concerned, it is a good cardio, exercise in a way. So, yeah, if you're not into kind of sport or sort of moving so much, sauna or having a hot bath is another way, yeah, to gain the similar benefit of low intensity cardio activity. And in my case, in the winter time, I spend more time in sauna. So usually in summer or like even autumn, spring, I have a sauna only once a month, but in winter, maybe once a week or sometimes a few times a week. Instead, I exercise less. So, and that is one option. And then because I mentioned about swimming in the summer, in the same thing in the winter time, you don't feel like exercising so much, yeah, because it's cold outside, right? But you feel like going to sauna. It's a relaxing, it's fun. So you also want to take advantage of the season to utilize the seasonal need or your kind of how your body feels and then adjust your workout routine based on that. Um, Now, breathing is another great exercise for cardio, for your heart health. Now, because it kind of sets you be in a state of hypoxia. Now, so hypoxia is a state where you kind of become breathless, right? After sort of breathing for a certain period, you become hard to breathe, yeah. And then David Sinclair talks about it actually as kind of similar situation as doing high intensity, cardio workout. Yeah. So what happens is you're in a state of hypoxia, and that is what you want. That's what it's more like gives you a hormetic stress. Yeah. So, um, you know, Wim Hof breathing. I often do that. This is you first breathe very quickly, kind of fast breathing for about 30 seconds, like a 30 times, and then you stop breathing for about maybe 60 minutes or 90 minutes. Yeah. And then you breathe in, but then you stop for 15 seconds and then you breathe out. And then you do this fast breathing 30 times again, and then stop breathing for 60 to 90 minutes. And then you breathe in and stop for 15 seconds and then breathe out. And then you do that like 3 sets. Yeah, that is a Wim Hof breathing technique. And when I do that, I do feel that I am in the state of hypoxia. Yeah. Um, so I think it works, yeah, in that sense. Plus, it has a spiritual benefit. Yeah, many breathing exercises has spiritual element, and it's a great meditation too. And similar to Wim Hof breathing, there is one called holotropic breathing that you do the kind of fast breathing for a long time, for like 10 minutes or 20 minutes. Yeah. And then you will also be in a state of hypoxia. Yeah. So, you can kind of check how to do those by visiting the website of, each method. Now, for the strength training, yeah. So you don't need to do, lifting weights and stuff like that, unless you really enjoy doing it. If you enjoy doing it, yeah, sure, of course. But remember the purpose of doing it. Why do you want to do strength training? Yeah. You want to do strength training, at least for the longevity, yeah. Injury prevention, yeah, preventing from falls and stuff like that. Because as we get old, yeah, often we get injured. And then once we fall, we break our hip bone, and then we become bedridden, and then we cannot exercise, then we develop other diseases. Eventually, we die. Yeah. So you want to prevent from that situation. Therefore, you need muscle strength, right? You're not trying to become a bodybuilder. right? So you need to know your purpose. You need to kind of remember your purpose, why you're doing it. So, I don't think you need to do the heavyweight kind of exercise to do that, but more you want to work on your lower part of the body, such as, step ups or, jump box or squat, that kind of exercise. Yeah. To make your legs strong, your hips strong, so that, and also to have a balance, yeah, so that you won't fall easily. Yeah. And if you do upper body, because the upper body is important too, because when you fall, you probably support your body by your arms, right? So you won't have a certain strength. But again, you don't need to be a bodybuilder. Yeah. If you doing a push-ups and stuff like that is probably enough to keep the strength that is required for preventing from falls and stuff like that. Yeah. So usually I incorporate my strength training with HIIT. Yeah. So I do push-ups, sit-ups, and squats. Yeah. So I do a kind of Tabata style where I do 20 times, I do push-ups for 20 times, then 10 seconds rest, and then do sit-ups for 20 times, then 10 seconds rest. And I do that for 3 sets, meaning uh, 6 sets altogether. So 3 sets of push-ups and 3 sets of sit-ups. Then I do 3 sets of squats. So 20 times squat, 10 second rest. Yeah. I think when people do Tabata, you might do even kind of harder workout. So, but mine is, so in a way, it's more like a zone 4, not zone 5. Yeah. But this is really enough, really. So Tabata style HIIT, you do 20 seconds of high intensity activity and 10 seconds left, 10 seconds rest. Yeah. And then you do that 8 sets. That means 4 minutes altogether. Yeah. So you just need 4 minutes to do Tabata style HIIT. It's very short. Yeah. Compared to other HIIT activities, the one popular one is Norwegian 4x4. That you do a 4 minutes of high intensity workout followed by 3 minutes of resting. And then you do the 4 sets. Yeah. So that takes about 30 minutes. It's a very long time. Unless you are used to, working out, like you've been doing, Zumba and stuff like that. It is extremely hard for most people to continue doing a high intensity workout for 4 minutes. It's a very long time. So with 20 seconds, it's much easier. So if you're over 60, I recommend Tabata style more than Norwegian 4x4. Yeah, unless you are very athletic. Um, Now, for the flexibility workout, well, I usually do flexibility training after doing HIIT. Yeah, so after doing HIIT, I do some stretching, and then yoga is a great flexibility exercise. Yeah, I do only 1 or 2 yoga poses, but this year I'm thinking of learning more yoga poses to probably incorporate more yoga into my flexibility exercises, because it had a spiritual element as well. Remember, you want to improve your spirituality in this Pluto in Aquarius age. Yeah. So yoga is a perfect one. Yeah. And for the prevention from falls too, flexibility is very important. You want to muscle strength and bone strength, yeah, but also flexibility. Yeah. Um, The another one is Tai-Chi or Qi-Gong. I recommend Oriental exercises in general because they have a spiritual element too. They're kind of holistic exercises working on body, mind, and spirit. Yeah, very good exercises. For Tai Chi and Qigong, it can become a good leg exercise as well because you do it while you're standing. Yoga, on the other hand, you are lying down or you're sitting, so not so much on your legs, more for the flexibility in general, but Qi-Gong or Tai Chi can be a good leg workout as well. And it is also a flexibility exercise. Yeah. So depending on what you want to do, you can choose, different type of exercises. But both yoga and Tai Chi are great. And then make sure to do some joint rotation, finger stretching. I do the toe stretching to finger stretching. I usually pull my, fingers like that. Yeah, do this kind of stuff. And then roll your shoulders and knees, elbows. Yeah, and do the kind of joint rotation is also critical. Okay, so how do you want to plan those exercises? Now, so this is just one idea. You don't need to do the same as this one, but this is I just give you an idea, yeah, of how I do it. So if I do a 3 days a week of cardio exercise, like Monday, I go Nordic walking for 45 minutes, and then Tuesday, I do body weight HIIT plus flexibility workout for about 20 minutes. So HIIT is just 4 minutes, but I do, flexibility workout and stuff. So altogether, it's about 20 minutes. And Wednesday, I go zone 2 jogging for 45 minutes. And then Thursday, body weight HIIT and flexibility for 20 minutes. And Friday, Nordic walking. And Saturday, body weight HIIT and flexibility. Now, another pattern is, again, 3 days a week of cardio exercise, but this time I go jogging 3 times. So Monday, jogging 30 minutes, Tuesday, body weight, HIIT, and flexibility, Wednesday, jogging, Thursday, body weight, HIIT, flexibility, Friday, jogging, and Saturday, body weight, HIIT, and flexibility. Now, another pattern is 3 days a week of cardio. So jogging on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then body weight, HIIT, and flexibility just Tuesday and Thursday, and weekend is resting. So I don't do anything. Yeah, this is very simple. To have the weekend off, it goes well with the concept of hare and the ke. Remember, I usually set week to be ke period, and then weekend to be hare. So it really fit with that rhythm. Now, this is the 5 days a week cardio exercise pattern. So Monday Nordic walking, Tuesday Nordic walking plus body weight HIIT and flexibility, and Wednesday Nordic walking, Thursday Nordic walking plus body weight HIIT and flexibility, Friday Nordic walking, and then Saturday body weight fit and flexibility. Right. And then another pattern for 5 days a week of cardio. Monday Nordic walking, Tuesday Nordic walking with body weight, HIIT, and flexibility. Wednesday Nordic walking, Thursday Nordic walking and body weight, HIIT, and flexibility. Friday Nordic walking, and weekend resting. Yeah. Right. And then gardening is also good. It's a good kind of low intensity cardio, and it can become a strength training a little bit. But remember, when you do gardening, you want to pay attention to your posture. So I usually sit with my back straight. So this become more like an Asian squat. Yeah. And then so when I move, instead of reaching my arms to the weed, I stand up and then move and then sit down again. So that I do a squatting. Yeah. By kind of moving in the garden, you end up doing many squats. So that can become a good workout. So when you do a gardening, you need to think of your posture and then design it, arrange it a little bit to make it more like sort of workout. Yeah. Yeah, for details, please watch my other video called Blue Zone Exercises versus Modern Day Workout, which is better for health and longevity. Yeah, so just like that, moving naturally is important. If you're not into working out, if you're not into, making your schedule like that, Monday to Friday and stuff like that, then just find whenever the time you have to do some kind of movement, such as squatting. So I told you that when I do gardening, do weeding, I try to squat many times. But I do the same thing in other situations, like when I do my laundry and I dry my clothes. So I hang my clothes outside. So and then I use hangers. So usually I put my hangers on the ground. So I have to bend down to pick it up to hang my clothes. But instead of bending down, I squat. Yeah, and then stand up. Yeah. So if you do that several times, it becomes a squatting exercise. Yeah. So whenever you need to bend down, change to squatting. Yeah. So instead of bending down, you do squatting, then it becomes a good workout. And also, it's good for your posture too, because when you bend down, sometimes you might damage your back, but when you squat, you can keep your back straight as well. Now, and then you can squat just during your break. Like if you're working on your computer, for example, right? And then maybe you want to take like once an hour or once every 30 minutes and so on. Then each time you can do some squatting. You can do some push-ups, or you can do some sit-ups, and something like that. So it's not like a regular workout, but time is much shorter because you only do just once, like when you do squatting just 20 times, just only one set. Yeah. But still, it's better than not doing. And then it adds up and it becomes a good exercise. Yeah. And one good exercise you can do while you are sitting is Soleus push-ups. And that's you sit and then you kind of lift your heels, yeah, both of them, and then down. You lift your heels and you put them down. Yeah. I mean, for details, look Soleus push-ups, and then you know what to do. But it has a tremendous health benefit. Recently, it has been recognized that it has tremendous health benefit. So please look it up and then practice it too. This is a great, workout you can do while you're sitting. For details, please watch my other video. It's called the Permaculture for Longevity. So permaculture is you design your environment for sustainability. Yeah, but this is a permaculture for health. So design your environment to make you work out. Like, I usually work on the second floor, so I have to walk down and up the stairs many times. I usually walk down and up the stairs about maybe 15 to 16 times a day. So that itself becomes a great workout. Yeah. And then cycling is another way. I mean, this is not a recreational cycling that I talked about before. This is not a exercise cycling I talked about before. More like cycling to get to the store. Yeah, I usually cycle to the supermarket, and then so on the way back, I have a food, my backpack. So it gives a little harder workload. Yeah. So just go to wherever you need to do your daily chores, walk or cycle. Yeah, that becomes a daily movement too. Or gardening. Yeah, yeah, it becomes a great natural movement. And if you don't have your own garden, if you don't want to do the gardening, you can always go and help your local farmer, like once a week or once a month or something, because you buy, vegetable, organic vegetable from your local farmer. I mean, I recommend doing it because you can support your local farmers, and because it is important to kind of do a local organic small scale polyculture farming because it creates biodiversity. It is a sustainable way of food production. So by buying produce from your local organic farmers, then you're supporting them. And if you go and help them, it becomes your physical workout, and also helping the farmers, right? Remember, in this Aquarian age, yeah, in this kind of a period, I told you that you want to make your soul shine. In other words, you want to cultivate your soul. Yeah. So helping others is a great way to cultivate your soul. Biohacking in general is focusing on yourself, your own, physical health. Yeah, not the health of others. But this time, you need to think about others. You need to think of the health of the planet, the health of the community, health of other people, and sustainability of the community. So you can cultivate your soul by helping local organic small scale farmers. This is a great way to prepare yourself in this critical period. Now, so how about the moon, like a circummonthly rhythms and stuff? Yeah. So you can adjust your exercises according to the lunar cycle. Um, Now, more intense exercise during the full moon phase and less intense exercise during the new moon phase. So you can gradually increase the intensity toward full moon. So, for example, you have the new moon, and then you kind of if you go jogging, you can increase the distance of jogging towards the full moon. Or when you do the strength training, you can increase the weight, yeah, as you move to the full moon. Yeah, there are different ways of increasing intensity, but whatever the way it works, but pay attention to the lunar cycle. So mark the new moon and full moon on your calendar every month. Yeah. And then if you like, yeah, plan your exercises according to the lunar cycle. That helps tune into the natural rhythm, which mean the spiritual rhythm. How about the circannual rhythm then? Yeah, it's the same thing. You adjust your exercise according to the season. So I told you that in the summertime you can go swimming, and in the wintertime you can have sauna. Yeah, and generally speaking, you can exercise more in summer, and in the wintertime you can exercise less. Instead, you can fast longer in wintertime. So you can spend more time on fasting and having sauna or having hot bath, hot springs, and stuff like that. And then less exercising. But in the summertime, you can exercise more. Yeah. And then choose activity that is suitable for each season. What is doable? What is the easiest to do in each season? The same thing is true about the circadian rhythm too. Yeah. Generally speaking, it is recommended to exercise in the morning. That's the best time to exercise. Yeah. But I mean, you don't need to worry too much. If you cannot find time in the morning, that's okay. Anytime is okay. But I usually exercise in the morning so that I can have a morning sunlight exposure. When I go Nordic walking or jogging, I can also have a morning sunlight exposure. So it is wonderful. Yeah, it's a great meditation in the morning to set myself with the circadian rhythm. All right, so to sum up, yeah, four pillars of my exercise. One, low intensity cardio, zone 1 to zone 2, high intensity cardio, zone 4 to zone 5, strength training, body weight, and flexibility training, stretching, balance, joint and finger rotation, and posture correction. Yeah, so pay attention to those four pillars, and then find what you can enjoy doing, and outdoor activities is possible, and activity that has spiritual elements such as yoga and qigong, and do exercises according to the natural rhythm such as circannual rhythm, circadian rhythm, circummonthly rhythms. All right. So more in detail of not so much exercises, but kind of a natural lifestyle or spiritual biohacking. Yeah, please read Ikigai Biohacking, biohacking based on Japanese natural health. Okay, thank you for watching. Again, my name is Hachiaki Takamiya. I am the author of the Ikigai Diet and Ikigai Biohacking. If you like this video, please give me your thumb up and subscribe to my channel. And please leave your comment. Yeah, what are your exercise plans this year? Right. Okay, so in the next video, I'll share with you what you can do in 2024, but some other topics such as diet and so on. Maybe diet. I haven't decided, but possibly I'll talk about diet. Yeah, in the next video. All right. So I will see you in the next video. Live with your Ikigai.